Today we're going to talk about goals, goal setting, and we're going to move from SMART goals to FAST goals. Why? Because we're in the middle of a pandemic, and speed is what is going to give you more opportunity to get through the end of this crisis and to keep your business going to the end of this crisis. Hi, I'm Trumbull, and this is Basecamp, where we help you clear the overwhelm and grow your business to the next level. Adaptability is key. Moving quickly is key. Faster to decide and faster to execute is what is going to get you to the other end. So I know that you're familiar with SMART goals, which are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. We're going to switch from that to FAST, which are frequently discussed, ambitious, specific, and transparent. And I'm going to discuss each one of those. The first one is the F, frequently discussed. This is completely different from what you're used to with goals. But right now, communication, you're not going to get through this by thinking your way out of it. You have to talk. And you have to talk to as many people as you possibly can. And that means your team, your customers, your suppliers, your partners, your potential partners. And you need to do it often. With your team, you need to be talking to them. The daily huddles, that needs to be happening twice a day right now. Keeping your team aligned, consistently aligned, so that they are executing flawlessly every single day is going to keep the company moving forward. Look, you're either going to be pivoting or you're going to be rebuilding. You need to keep your people aligned and talking on a regular basis. You need to be getting the right data quickly. And that data may be changing on a daily basis. So you need to have that information. You need to also tell whoever it is that's gathering that data, especially if it's your accountant, look, now is not the time to try to find the last penny or the last nickel or the last quarter. I know accountants that are like that. What you need is really close and fast, not 100% accurate 3 days from now. We need it now. Don't make assumptions. Now is not the time to just assume, well, that's not going to happen. We can't do this. They're doing that. Make sure you are talking to them, again, talking, and that everybody knows exactly who is doing what and when it is due. Make no assumptions. It is not the time. Twice a day, daily huddles to keep everybody aligned, and now they're focused. And focus drives calm. And that's what you want in your team. The next is the A for ambitious. Remember, the first one is frequently discussed. The next is ambitious. I'm sure you're familiar with the big, hairy, audacious goal. That is your 10-year goal. We're making 10 million, we're making 50 million in 10 years, whatever it is. We're not focusing on our BHAG right now. Right now, we have to focus on the next 4 weeks, 3 months, 6 months, 10 months. So our goal is going to be a little different. Right now, we have to re-strategize. But that goal needs to be ambitious, because you have to assume that you're not going to be getting one additional dollar from your traditional revenue stream in the next 6 months. Now, I'm not trying to, be the gloom and doom, but as I talked about about the Stockdale paradox, you have to accept the brutal facts. You have to recognize and identify the brutal facts. And the brutal fact is you have a good chance of not receiving one additional dollar of traditional revenue over the next 6 months. Okay, what are you going to do? Well, be ambitious. Hope for the best, because the Stockdale paradox says, yes, recognize the brutal facts and be relentlessly hopeful. You're going to figure it out. It's going to work out. You are in this to play to win. You have to have an ambitious mindset. You have to ask yourself, what are the new opportunities that we can seize right now? And then how can we adapt and take advantage of those new opportunities? Play it to win it. The next one is specific. F for frequently discussed, A for ambitious, and now you need to be specific. Clarity also drives calm. When people know exactly what's expected of them, they can behave in a more calm manner. I'm going to tell you a story. I am very lucky to be part of a team of incredibly high thought leaders in the larger business consulting and coaching industry. And they worked with a company in Ireland called the City Bin Company. It's a trash collecting company. They started working with this gentleman, Gene, in 2010. It was a terrible economic crisis in Ireland in 2010. So they started working together. When they started working, Gene had a goal increasing his monthly recurring revenue by £40,000 per month. He did it in 3 months, and he continued to go on and grow the business over the next 10 years. I found out that they did a check-in with Gene at the beginning of this crisis. He had a new goal. He wanted to increase his monthly recurring revenue by £150,000 over the next 3 months. Well, so, he worked it out. That's £50,000 a month. Well, in 4 weeks, he already surpassed his goal up to £80,000 per month of monthly recurring income at the beginning of a pandemic. He couldn't have done it if he wasn't very specific and ambitious. Okay, so the next is T for transparent. Remember, F for frequently discussed, A for ambitious, and S for specific. So now we're going to talk about transparency. If you have bad news, be transparent with it. Give it to them first. Do not try to sandwich it between 2 pieces of good news and hope that it's going to go down better. It's not. If you have bad news, tell them. I was working for a technology company right before the .com crash. When it crashed, we lost all of our funding. We didn't know what was going to happen, but I had to lay off 35 people in one day. I sucked it up, I got my courage, and I was transparent with them. I didn't try to gloss over it. I didn't try to make it better. There was no making it better. It was the truth, the cold hard facts, and I told them. And a lot of them, including myself, stuck around for another 2 weeks without pay in hopes that things would reverse. They didn't, because, history tells us what happened. But I firmly believe because we took the stance of being transparent, they appreciated and respected the honesty. Treat your people with transparency and honesty. Don't call them the night before to tell them the bad news at 8 o'clock when everything was fine at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Don't break up with them on a Post-it. I remember a Sex and the City episode where Carrie Bradshaw was broken up with, her boyfriend broke up with her on a Post-it note. The entire episode was about how he didn't have the courage, I want to say something else, how he didn't have the courage to face her. That's all she wanted, was the courage to face her and tell her face to face, eye to eye, it's not working. And that's what your staff, that's what your people want. So if you have to do that, be transparent. So by working with a FAST goal and planning hourly, daily, and weekly, you're going to have a better chance of getting to the other side of this. Now, I get it. It's easier said than done. We are in so much chaos. How can you possibly plan and strategize in the midst of all of this chaos? Because it's a choice. You can choose to either give up or do the work. If you ever read the book or saw the movie The Martian, do the math, work the problem. And if you work enough problems, you just might get to go home. If you would like more information on how to turn your business around and grow your business so that you can have more cash and a lot less stress, let's schedule a call today.